Hey everyone, I'm going to make a short video on how to get um, R and the equation and the correlation and the prediction. So let me get my screen up. Let's see. Uh, it's been a while, so let me see. There we go. Nope, that's not it. Okay, here we go. Let's see. All right, so all I'm going to do is problem two. Um, because all I really have time for, we really only need to learn how to do it once. So I'm going to start off with the table here. And anytime you see a table, you got to go to linear regression on your calculator. Now remember, this will be x all the time, and this will always be y. So let's go ahead and go to our calculator. We are going to go to lists and spreadsheets. And let me erase this real quick. Okay, then we have to put x and y up at the top. So x will always go here in A, and y will always go here in B. We're going to skip the equal symbols and we will put our numbers in the white boxes. So let's see. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start typing that in. So we have 50.1, 48.3, 45.2, 44.7, 44.5, 42.7, 39.5, and 38. Now, if you don't know where I'm getting this problem from, it is actually from the notes from yesterday. So it's problem two that I had y'all write down. Um, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this side of the table up as well. So I have 178.5. If you need to pause it to type it in correctly, then do so. That way you sure you have everything as an example. 173.6, 164.8, 163.7, 168.3, 165 even, 155.4, and 155. Make sure you press enter on the last number. You never want stuff on the left side or it won't work. So you just press enter and that way it'll fix it. So, okay, now we are going to get R from here. It's going to ask us for the correlation coefficient. That just means what is the R. So um, for our calculator from here, we're going to press menu 4, 1, 3. Menu 4, 1, 3. And we have to change our lists. So this, we're going to delete this, and we're going to change the X list to X. And then we're going to change the Y list to Y. And that's it. Pretty, I mean, makes sense, right? Since we labeled our A and B, X and Y. And then we're going to click OK. And my R is right here. And you can scroll up and get more stuff. Um, so here's my R. I don't need R squared. I just want R. So it's right here. So my correlation is 0.965. 0.965. Okay. So this is anytime they're asking for what R is, that's how you're going to get that. Now for the equation and for the correlation, we are going to, so for A and for C, right, correlation type and equation, we're going to need to keep going on the calculator and go to data and statistics. So pretty much what y'all are used to doing is what we're going to be doing. So we're going to press the on home button from here. We're going to go to data and statistics, which is the purple bottom next to list and spreadsheets. And we have to create our X and Y axis. So the bottom, we're going to click on it and make it X. And then the left side, we're going to click on that and make that Y. And we can already kind of look to tell what type this is. It's not going to make a perfect line. It's not going to make, it's not too spread out. We could kind of make a thicker line from this. This would be moderate for our correlation. Um, so for the type, this is moderate. And then now for the equation, once you have set up the X and Y axis for the calculator, if you remember, this is also 3 buttons or 4 buttons. It's menu 461. Menu 461, and this will get you your equation. I'm going to kind of write it on the side because I'm probably going to need it if I have to type it in. So y equals 1.9231, 1.923. You don't have to do all the numbers. I usually just do the 3 after the decimal. X plus 80.68, 0.68. You can put 1 or 0. Okay, so now I have my equation. So I have everything answered except for my prediction for D. Okay, so this is the last part. So with this, we're going to press home one more time, and we're going to go to a third place. We're going to go to add graphs. Okay, so we did listen spreadsheets, data statistics, and lastly, we have to do add graphs for the predictions. Now, for some of you, this may work. If you press the up arrow, it'll kind of drag your equation over from data and statistics and put it in there for you. And if you notice, it's pretty much almost the exact same thing. They just went all the way for decimal placements. Then you can press enter and go from there. Now, if it doesn't pop up for you, if you press the up arrow key, you have to type it in yourself, then that's why you write it down. Just type it in yourself. You can use nsolve if you want. You can just type the equation. I would say the one that most people, or the least amount of time people make mistakes, is when they do nsolve. So I would suggest doing nsolve since we do it a million times. So nsolve, just make sure you spell nsolve right. Open parentheses, and we have to type out the whole equation. 1.923 x plus 80.681. So once you have your equation written down, you always have to put comma y before your last parentheses. This comma y needs to be inside right before the final close parentheses. So then we do close parentheses. It should always look like that. If you put comma y on the outside or anything like that, it's not going to work. Okay. We press enter. Now, it's not going to show up on your screen a lot of times because it only goes up to 6, pretty small. So we just got to follow our steps. The next step we're going to do is menu 5.1. So menu 5.1. Menu 5.1. And once we type that, it'll bring up like a point and some numbers at the bottom. We don't really care about that. What you're going to do is you are now going to type in the number for your projection. So since they want 40, we're going to type 40. And once you type it, it should pop up kind of in the middle of your screen usually. If it doesn't, then press menu 5-1 again and then tap 40 again because maybe you accidentally press something. Maybe you press enter or something like that. So just do menu 5-1 again and then type 40 or whatever your prediction is. And then when you're done typing your number, you press enter. Now, you don't really care about the graph. What you care about is the bottom part here. This actually shows your answer. Obviously, it's not 40 because that's what you typed in. The answer is going to be what's next to it. Usually it's the second number. So then my prediction would be 158. Um, yeah, so it won't let me write it right now, but yes, here my prediction, my answer would be 158. Now, the small thing that people forget when they are done and they want to start a new problem, the best way to do it without your computer or your calculator freaking out is there's this red X up here next to the battery. You have to click it, okay? If you don't, you get a lot of errors. You have to start over. It's frustrating because you type out the table. Click the red X when you're done, and then click no. And then you're good to start over. All right, guys, there's a 5-question assignment in Schoology. Pretty much over this over and over again. Good luck, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day, guys.